क्या कभी अंबर से सूरज जलता है।
Good afternoon. Is it I'm audible? Hmm? Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Bada, bada. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So if you remember, again, it's okay. Thank you. Good afternoon. So we were discussing about NCRT. Okay. NCRT economy of ninth standard. And maybe we went forward discussing the first chapter. Okay. And almost we have taken one imaginary village example called what? Palampur. So how the Palampur is like the other villages of India, how it will go for producing the goods and services. Okay. What are the economic activities which are taken place in the village called Palampur? Okay, Palampur. And after that, we also taken that, like what are the things we have to spend money? Okay, so that if you want to make people as what? Resource. Because this is what the second chapter we started. Okay, if you remember, just a recall, sir, because there was a gap of 1 week. There's just a small recap. So we started with what? Okay, how people can become what? Resources of the country. Because most of the time we feel that population is a bad for the economy. Okay, population is the liability for the economy. No, sir. So remember, the population is not the economic for the, like I can say that economic liability for the society. Most of the time population is an asset for the society, sir. it, we should consider as an asset only. Okay, so that is what we discussed. And see, if you want to make any like if you want to use it the population as an asset, you should spend so much of money on what? Mainly education. And what, sir? Health. You should spend so much of money on education and health. Even we have taken the help of one village, there are two people, one is Sakal and Vilas. Correct? How these two people who got one who got like one who get the education and the other who did not get the education, who become the like who started selling what? The fish, the machilis in the same village. And like who one who started getting the education, proper education, how he become the I can say that asset for the family, asset for the country. Correct? So that is overall the issues, I can say that all the varieties of issues we cover. The varieties of issues, if you ask me. So we discussed it and we come across that sir, a educated person, a proper the person who is having a proper health and education will always become what? Asset for the country. Asset for the country. Okay, that we consider and that we discussed. Mainly we concentrated that concept only. Okay, how we have to provide education, how we have to provide health facilities, how it will be useful. Okay, that we have taken that. So again, what is the importance of education? How was the education in independence India? Or I can say that at the time of independence, what was the education system in India? What was the literacy rate of India at the time of independence? Then we have taken, okay, so again, even though still there is a improvement in what education, but still we have to spend so much of money. Still, if you ask me, even the recent National Education Policy 2020, a recent one, the National Education Policy 2020, which is released by government recently, okay, which also gives more importance to what? Okay, more importance to, I can say that both like all the varieties of education, that is primary education, secondary education, and tertiary education, and giving importance to education, it will recommend, sir. Okay, that is, we should give more importance to what? Education. That is what it is recommending. There's a one story till year we completed, sir. Till year we completed. Here, if I continue with the other issues, sir, the other issues. Sir, the other issues are what? Okay. Is that only education? No, sir. Health is also important. Then only you can consider a population as what resource for the country, sir. You got my point? Take example. Okay. Sir, if a person who is not well, is sick. If he is sick, remember that. Sir, if he is sick, okay, if he is sick, he cannot work, sir. He cannot work. Sir, if he did not work, automatically remember this. If he did not work, if he is sick, or assume that even though if he is sick, he will come to the work. Efficiently, he cannot work, sir. Efficiently, he cannot work. Sir, when he is efficiently cannot work, so automatically his economic condition will be, okay, economic condition will be very less, sir. Okay, economic condition will be very less, sir. Economic condition will be very less. So most of the time in India, sir, the country like India, one of the basic problem is we people don't have proper health infrastructure. That is the first thing I can say. We people, we don't have what? Proper health infrastructure, sir. Sir, is that we don't have any health infrastructure? No, sir. There's a major problem, one thing. And sir, how you can say that this we don't have proper health infrastructure? With the help of this story, let me take. The story says that, okay, the story says that in India, the IMR, the infant mortality rate, is very high. This is what it says. So what is this IMR, sir? What is this IMR, infant mortality rate? Average number of children, average number of children, okay, who die, or I can say that the death of children, average death of children, okay, average death of children per every 1,000 live birth, per every 1,000 live birth before attaining 1 year, sir. Before attaining 1 year, which means how many children will die? How many children will die before attaining the age of 1 year? Before attaining the age of 1 year is considered as what, sir? Is considered as what? IMR. Sir, in India, even today, remember, even today, IMR, if you take this, take example, 34. So which means what? Before attaining the age of 1 year, sir, per every 1,000 live birth, around 34 children will die. Around 34 children will die. And remember, I agree. No, sir. At the time of independence, it was 147. There was a death of what? 147 children at every 1,000 live birth. Now it has reduced to 34, sir. It is good. We have improved. Yes, sir, we have improved. But remember, we have to make it as zero. In the developed countries, the IMR is zero, sir, which means zero number of children will die, okay, before attaining the age of what? 1 year. Sir, why IMR is very high in India? One of the reason for India's more IMR is lack of institutional deliveries. Remember this. This is the major problem with respect to India's problem with what, sir? India's problem with IMR, sir. Sir, lack of institutional delivery. What is this institution? Sir, your institution is nothing but, okay, not your UCC, sir. Okay, UCC. Remember that. Okay, UCC. It is hospital. Institution is nothing but hospital. The hospital deliveries. Hospital deliveries. Remember that. Here the question arises is, sir, when we say that, okay, when we say that, okay, sir, is that hospital deliveries are very less? Yes, sir. Okay. As sir, if the pregnant woman, if she comes to hospital, okay, even though whatever the sir complex, like with respect to delivery, at the time of delivery, any complexion comes, so that hospitals, okay, they'll go for what? Maybe C-section, that is cesarean. But the problem is, sir, when you go for traditional type of delivery, sir, there is a chances of both mother and child. That is the chances of death of what? Both mother and child, sir. Both mother and child. That is why, we should increase the health infrastructure. That is establishment of hospitals, delivery hospitals. Delivery hospital. So, is it okay? Okay. Now that is the first question. Not only that, take example of this. Yes, we have increased life expectancy at birth, sir. Yes, almost is 6.3 years. Almost it is 68.3 years. Which means what is this life expectancy, sir? On an average, on an average, okay, on an average, okay, on an average, how many? Sorry, on an average, what is the average age of a person? On an average, till what age a person can live is called as life expectancy. It is 68. At the time of independence, you don't believe India's life expectancy at rate was 44. Yes, I agree, it is improved, but still there is a chances of what improvement, sir? Sir, if my health is good, if I can live or if I fit, physically fit, sir, I can work more, sir. If I work more, automatically it will be helpful for what? Economic development of the country. Economic development of the country. Then only we can save what? People as a resource. So for that, remember, if we have to reduce the IMR. Sir, if you want to reduce the IMR means what? We have to reduce the death of the children. If you want to reduce the death of the children means what? We have to protect our children from infections, and we have to provide proper nutritious food. Is it okay? Nutritious food not only for children or child, we should also ensure that nutritious food will be taken by mother at the time of pregnancy or child care. Read this. Increase of longevity of life is an indicator of good quality of the life marked by the self-confidence. Reduction in IMR, infant mortality, involves protection of children from infection, ensuring the nutrition of both mother and child and the children. Then only you can say that, yes, the people are what? Resource for the country, sir. People are resource for the country. Is it okay? Now, sir, here the question arises is, sir, when we say that, okay, when we say that, sir, is that health is very important? Yes, sir. Just check it out. Even today in India, we have only 1,87,000 PHCs. PHCs are nothing but primary health centers. Those who don't know anything, here you will get, sir, all the abbreviation here. But you can check it out. Primary health centers, where you will find, okay, where you will find in the rural areas. You'll find in what? Rural areas, sir. Now the first question arises is, sir, when you say that, still, okay, sir, there are only this many primary health centers, this many hospitals, this many beds. Okay, sir, India is having 1,30,000 crore or 130 crore people, sir, and we are having only 7 lakh beds. Maybe you take it as 10 lakh only. We have 130 crore. Just take it out. In the time of COVID, what was the problem, sir? We faced a problem of what? Bed only. We did not get the proper on time. Correct, right? We did not get the bed on time, sir. And not only, sir, why? And even there is a lot of what? There is a lot of, okay, problem with respect to what? Lot of problem with respect to what? Okay, even imbalance in the medical facilities, sir. Imbalance in the medical facilities. Here, if I say, okay, what is this imbalance, sir? What is this imbalance? Sir, imbalance is nothing but, okay, imbalance is nothing but, sir, the first question arises is, the first important question arises, imbalance is, sir, if you take, okay, if you take some states like what, Karnataka, Andhra, okay, all these states, sir, you will find more medical colleges, sir. You will find more medical colleges. Okay, you'll find more medical college. But if you take Bihar, sir, Karnataka is alone is having approximately 555 medical colleges. 55 medical colleges, sir. Okay, 55 medical college. Sir, when you say that 55 medical college, yes, sir. Okay. Sir, when you say that 55 medical college, sir, Bihar, state like Bihar, they were having less than 5 medical college. Obviously, just think about medical facilities in those states. How the medical facilities in those states. States like Karnataka, which is relatively developed and which is having more medical colleges. Just check it out. Just 4 states, Andhra, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu have maximum number of colleges. Yes. Yes. Even though Karnataka is having this many medical colleges, okay, these many medical colleges, still at the time of Corona, we did not have a proper infrastructure. Because of that proper infrastructure, so there was a lack of bed and everything. Okay, in the states like northern states, correct? If you did not get proper, okay, health infrastructure, just think about how a person can develop. So, which means if you don't have the education, if you don't have the proper health facility, if you don't have the education and if you don't have the proper health facilities, the employment generation will be very less, sir. Remember that. If there is no employment, it may lead to unemployment. That is what they're talking about. That is what they're talking about. And remember, they have taken the example of same Sakal and Vilas, sir. We know that, okay, with respect to this, okay, Sakal and Vilas, sir, if you consider this, Sakal mother Sheila looked after domestic chores, this household work, children and helped her husband Bhuta in the field. Sakal brother Jitu and sister Situ spent their time playing and roaming. Can you call Sheila or Jitu or Situ are unemployed? No. If not, why? You can't say they are unemployed. Sir, unemployed is said to exist when people are willing to work at the whatever the wages. See, take example, I'm ready to work, sir. Even if you offer 100 rupees also, I'm ready to work. I'm ready to work. But I could not able to find the jobs. That situation is called as unemployment. At the prevailing wage rate, I'm ready to work, man. I don't expect that I need 1,000 rupees only per day. Okay, I don't say that I need 10,000 rupees per day. Nothing like that. I say what, sir, I'm ready to work at the prevailing wage rate. Whatever the wage rate is there, and at that rate, I'm ready to work. But the problem is I'm unable to get the job even with respect to the prevailing wage rate, sir. Such situation is called as unemployment. Read this. Unemployment is said to exist when people who are willing to work at the going wages cannot find jobs. Okay. But remember, there are two types of unemployment. One is voluntary unemployment. The second is involuntary unemployment. One is voluntary and second is what? Involuntary. What is the meaning of this voluntary and what is the meaning of this involuntary, sir? Voluntary unemployment is nothing but, sir, myself, I decided to stay out of that employment opportunities. I feel that I don't want job now. I don't want to work. Okay, I don't want to work. Sir, why you are not ready to work, sir? Maybe I feel that, okay, my family is having enough money. Why I should work? Okay, when my family is already, accumulated so much of wealth, why I should work, man? Why I should work? Sir, I'll not go for work, sir. I'll not go for work. Is it okay? Here, when you say that situation is called as voluntary. Voluntarily, I feel that I don't want to work, sir. Voluntarily, I feel that I don't want to work. Is it okay? Now, sir, what is involuntary? Involuntary means what? Sir, I'm ready to work at the prevailing wage rate. Whatever the work you are going to provide, I'm ready to work, sir. But still, I'm not getting the job. That situation is called as involuntary. In this, we have various types of unemployment, sir. In voluntary, we don't have any types. But involuntary, you will find many types of involuntary jobs. One is seasonal unemployment, discussed unemployment. Here. So what is this? Okay, seasonal and discussed unemployment, sir. Seasonal. So mainly in India, this seasonal unemployment you'll find in agriculture. So mainly you'll find in agriculture. Because as we know that, okay, agriculture is seasonal in nature. Okay. Only at the time of rainfall, that is obviously monsoon time. We know that June to September is the monsoon season. Correct? June to September is the monsoon season. If the June to September is the monsoon season, only in that season, sir, only in that season, okay, they'll get what? Employment, sir. They'll get employment only in that season. So remaining season, they'll not get the employment only, sir. They'll try to go for what? They'll try to go for, okay, searching the, what, man? If the screen is not visible, huh? Okay, okay. Wait a second then. So I think, wait. Don't worry, don't worry. 2518. Yeah, don't worry, don't worry. I came to know that once everyone started raising the hands means what? So I came to know that, oh, son, there is some, okay, technical problem. So let me connect now. Maybe because of the fluctuation of the internet, this has got disconnected. Don't worry. Mm, What's the ID? Okay, what is the password? 842938. Okay, okay, done. Corrected. Mhm. Even reject properly. Sorry. Now, is this visible? Enjoy. Okay, good. Now I'm disabling the chat. We'll enable the chat. Okay. End of the class. Huh? I don't want to waste your time because now only we wasted your time. So we'll try to go for. Now, here the question arises is, okay, here the first question arises is, sir, when we take, okay, uh, the unemployment, sir, the involuntary unemployment, I was writing here. I think those who did not find this. So this is the involuntary unemployment I was discussing. Sir, in involuntary unemployment, there are many types, sir. Many types. People are ready to work at the prevailing rate. Prevailing wage rate, they're ready to work. Take example, sir. I'm ready to work. Sir, I'll give one example, sir. Even this is also one of the example. And you only just give me what type of unemployment it is. Here we are not going to that employment I'm not going to discuss here. Okay, because there is not there in our syllabus, like in your NCERT. But I'll just show you, just give you one case study. You tell me, sir, what type of unemployment it is. Okay. Now you tell me, sir, after reading this. See, they called for P1 post. Minimum qualification for P1 post is class 5. Class 5. Okay. Class 5. Read this. According to Times of India report, 3,700 PhD students, 50,000 graduates, 28,000 PG people have applied for 62 posts of messengers in UP police. The posts require minimum eligibility of class 5. Minimum eligibility of what? Class 5. Is it okay? Now you tell me. Class 5. Qualification was class 5. Even PhD people are also working. Sir, apply for this job. What type of unemployment it is? Anyone? Guys? Discussed. Appa, involuntary. I agree. It is involuntary. But within that, what type it is? Don't worry, don't worry. ಆರಾಮಾಗಿರಿ. ನೀನು ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇದ್ಬಿಡಿ. See, this type of unemployment, just imagine PhD people, graduates, PG, people are ready to apply for that particular job, sir. They're ready to apply for this job, which shows what? This is called as educated unemployment, sir. Demand, whatever that is the best example for educated unemployment. Okay, or underemployment. Underemployment. Okay, PG wala, ಈಗ ಯಾರೋ MTech ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. Someone has done the MTech. And remember, is working as a clerk in the bank. See, I'm not telling that the job is bad. Each and every job is having its own respect. Remember that. Okay. But I'm talking about what? See, a person who has done the MTech, a person who has done the PhD is going for P1 post. That example, I said that it's called as what? Okay. It's called as underemployment or educated unemployment, sir. Educated. Sir, educate that particular person who is educated that much is not getting the job. That is a meaning, sir. That is a meaning. Now, here the question arises is, sir, in case of India, we find mainly two types of unemployment, sir. Mainly in rural areas, you'll find these two types of unemployment. One is seasonal, one is disguised unemployment, sir. And remember, urban areas are mostly educated unemployment. This is what I said. Because of this reason only, I have taken that case study. A PhD holders is applying for P1 post means what, sir? It is educated unemployment. Correct? Sir, seasonal means what, sir? Sir, most of the time, sir, assume that if you did not understand that agriculture example, you take one example, sir. What is that? Sir, not now. This example is not applicable now, but I can give one example, sir. Sir, if you know the ice cream factories, okay, the people who are working in ice cream factory, they'll get the job only for particular season, correct? Because we know that there is a more demand for ice cream only in the summer period. Remaining, there is no demand for the ice cream. Obviously, the people will go for what? Searching the new jobs. The people will go for what? Searching the new jobs, sir. Correct, right? Seasonal. Sir, in agriculture, this is the major problem, sir. As we know that, okay, agriculture is seasonal in nature because only for particular, like we get monsoon or rainfall only for particular seasons, sir. That is, I can say June to September or maximum like October. So after that, we won't get any rainfall, sir. As we won't get rainfall, okay, there is no, if we won't get rainfall, Now the question arises. Okay, now the first question arises. Sir, if you did not get the rainfall, what will happen, sir? Sir, if you did not get the rainfall, if you did not get the rainfall, sir, you will not do the agricultural activities. If you did not do the agricultural activities, okay, you will not get employment. If you did not get employment, okay, if you did not get employment, okay, if you did not get employment, so you will become what? Unemployed. You'll get what? Unemployed, sir. Okay, you'll become what? Unemployed. That is common in rural area with respect to agriculture, mainly agriculture. Sir, is that any other sectors where we can find seasonal employment? Sir, agriculture, sugar industry also, sir. Sugar industries, ice cream industries, even if you remember, okay, if you require this marriage, maybe people, because only for, take example now, Ashada, okay, now is the Ashada, right? The people who depends on marriage, now one month, they'll not get the employment. There's also seasoning, ether. Then what is this disgust unemployment? Disgust unemployment. This is also you can find in agriculture only. This type of like unemployment also you'll find in what? Agriculture only, sir. Sir, how? Sir, assume that this is agriculture land here. Agriculture land is here. Assume that 1 acre of agriculture land. Assume that, okay, this is a paddy field. It's a paddy field. So now the people are harvesting the paddy. ಭತ್ತನ ಕಟಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. Sir, how many people? 100 people are harvesting the paddy field. There are 100 people harvesting this paddy, sir. Sir, when 100 people are harvesting this paddy, okay, bhatta katav ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. Sir, assume that you will remove 50 people. ಆಯ್ತಾ? So assume that you will remove 50 people. You'll remove 50 people, sir. Sir, when you remove 50 people, okay, if you remove 50 people, sir, is that productivity will reduce us? Sir, even if 100 people are working or harvesting in 1 acre, assume that they'll get only 100 kgs of paddy. Even if you remove 50 people, if only 50 people are working, then also, sir, the productivity is 100 kg only. Remember, sir, which means extra people are working. These extra 50 people are not required, but they are working. Why? Because they are not getting the job. They seems to work, but remember, they are not working. That is why even if you remove the people, the productivity will not reduce us. This type of unemployment is called as what? This type of unemployment is called as, okay, this type of unemployment is called as disgust unemployment. So this type of unemployment is called as what? Disgust unemployment. Is it okay? This type of unemployment is called as what? Disgust unemployment. Sir. Now, if you come to urban areas, sir, I told you that educated unemployment is common, sir, common phenomenon. I told you that PG, PhD people, okay. See, these people are unable to find the jobs only, sir. Okay, these people are unable to find the jobs only. Sir, when you say that these people are unable to find the jobs, sir, why? Why they are unable to find the jobs, sir? Sir, obviously the question arises is, okay, the question arises is, sir, each and everyone, sir, each and everyone nowadays will have what? Education, sir. Okay, maybe degree, maybe double degree, okay, maybe triple degree, sir. But the problem is availability of the job, okay, is very less, sir. Okay, availability of the job will be what? Very less. So when availability of the job is very less, availability of the job is what? Very less. Now the first question arises. The first question arises is, so they will not find the job and they're ready to work whatever the job which you give, sir. Whatever the jobs which you are going to give, they're ready to work, sir. They're ready to work. Okay. So why? because they feel that they forget about my education, man. First I have to think about livelihood. First I have to think about what? Livelihood. Livelihood means what? I have to think about roti kapda makan, food. I need food, man, first. So if I need food first, I'll go for what? Let me go for having. First let me go for having what? Okay, any whatever the job is available in the market, rather than thinking that, oh, is the job is available for my, okay, what to say, my education, is that fit for my education? Don't ever think about it. Don't ever think about it, sir. Just go for it. Just go for whatever the job is available. That is why even the PhD people are going for what? P1 job. This is commonly you will find. This is commonly you will find in what, sir? Commonly you will find in, okay, the urban areas, sir. Commonly you will find in what? Urban area. And remember, sir, if there is unemployment, what is the problem, sir? That is your next question. Sir, if there is unemployment, first thing is it's a wastage of manpower resource. It's a wastage of what? Manpower resource, sir. Which means if you are not working means what? So obviously your manpower, okay, you are a resource, sir. That resources will be wasted, right? Understood? The resource will be wasted. And remember, rather than becoming asset for the country, you will become what? Liability. And obviously the people will feel what? Feeling of hopelessness, okay, despair among the youth, which may leads to unrest in the society. ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಶಾಂತಿ ಉಂಟಾಗಬಹುದಲ್ಲ. ಕೆಲಸ ಸಿಗದೆ ಇರುವಂತ ಯುವಕ ಯುವತಿಯರು, they make, see, because of the feeling of hopelessness, or maybe they feel that, what is this, man, I become the liability for the, okay, my family. Is it okay? I'll become the liability for the family. I have to depend on my family for everything. Hmm? Now the question arises is, when you say that, okay, when you become the liability of the country, okay, obviously you have to depend on family. And when you depend on family, their savings also reduces. Just imagine, if you are working on your own, you are generating your income on your own, sir. You need not to think about anything. That is why unemployment also increases economic overload, sir. Because I have to depend on maybe my brother, and his savings will reduce us. Okay, his savings will reduce us, sir. Is it okay? His savings will reduce us. When his savings will reduce us, okay, his savings will reduce us means what? Automatically investment also reduces. Investment also reduces. Correct? And remember, even the family has to live in very, I can say that, small income, and which means what? In that income only they have to maintain everything. So they can't go for what? Okay, investing more money. Even their health status also reduces. Correct? Okay. So that is why unemployment has detrimental impact on the overall growth of an economy, sir. And if the unemployment is increasing, it indicates that economy is depressed. And it also shows that it's a waste of human resource. Remember that if you could not able to, okay, if you could not able to use the people, okay, properly as a resource, okay, so naturally, sir, naturally it will become what? Liabilities. Okay. But in case of India, what is happening? In case of India, also unemployment rate is very high. Unemployment rate is very high. But the problem is, okay, how it will be? Okay, I can say that very low, because most of the people, they are working in what? Low income jobs, sir. Low income jobs. Because of that only, we feel that everyone is working. Okay, everyone is, I can say that everyone is working, but remember, even that situation is also unemployment only. Very low income, sir. Okay, very less income they'll work. Okay, very less income they'll work, sir. So automatically, okay, in India, so you'll find mainly three types of workers, sir. One is self-employed. So you are working for your own, self-employed people. You are not dependent on anyone. You are a boss for yourself. I can say this. You are the boss for yourself, sir. You're not working anywhere. You're the boss for yourself. That is the first thing. Second, okay. Second, casual worker, which means you are working for someone. That is your boss. You are working for someone. That is your boss. Not permanently, sir. Which means you will not recruit you for as a permanent labor. Maybe one day, maybe 1 week, or maybe 1 month. He has taken as a contract labor, sir. He has taken as what? Okay, contract labor. Is it okay? Contract, casual labor or contract labor. And last, you will get what? Permanent labor, permanent workers. Okay. These people are the permanent workers in any company or any government organization. They'll get everything, sir, which means up to 60 years. Up to 60 years. Is it okay? Up to 60 years. Or they'll go for what? They'll go for getting all the pension, everything, sir. Hmm? Okay. Now, sir, if I take the one story of village, how a people can become the asset for that, okay, country, sir. So there was a village inhabited by a several family. Many families will be there. There is a one village. Okay. In that village, there are many families are there. Each family produced enough to feed its members. Hmm? Each family met its needs by the members making their own clothes and teaching their own children. One of that family decided to send one of its son to an agriculture college. The boy got his admission in the nearby College of Agriculture. After some time, okay, after some time, sir, after some time. So what will happen? He became qualified in agriculture engineering and came back to village. Came back to village, sir. When he came back to village, so remember, he will go for what? He will go for adoption of whatever he learned with respect to agriculture, the new technology in agriculture. So he'll try to implement in the village, which has improved the yield of wheat. Yield means productivity of yield, remember. Okay, yield. And remember, which means what? It's a new job of agro engineer has created and which is filled in the village. Is it okay? The family in the village sold the surplus in a nearby neighboring village. They earned a good profit, which they shared among themselves. Inspired by this success, all the families after some time held a meeting in the village. They all wanted to have a better future for their children too. They requested the panchayat to open a school in the village. They assured the panchayat that they would all send their children to school. The panchayat, with the help of government, opened a school. Teacher was recruited from a nearby town. All the children of this village started going to school. After some time, one of the families gave training to his daughters in tailoring. She started stitching clothes for all the families of the village for everyone. Now wanted to buy and wear well-tailored clothes. Thus another new job that of a tailor was created. This had another positive effect. The time of the farmers in going for far for buying clothes was saved. As the farmers spent more time in the field, the yield of the farms went up. This was the beginning of prosperity. The farmers had more than what they could consume. Now they could sell what they produced to others who came to their village market. Over time, this village, which formerly had no job opportunities in the beginning, had many like teacher, tailor, agro engineer, many more. This was the story of simple village where a rising level of human capital enabled it to evolve into a place rich with complex and modern economic activities. So remember, see, easily you can make any human resource as what? Capital, sir. Human capital, remember that. Human capital. Only with the help of what, sir? Okay, with a proper, sorry, with proper education and health. If these two are there, with the help of that, you can create employment, sir. If employment is created, this human resource has become human capital. Okay, human resource has become what? Human capital. Remember that. Because, see, the best example, this village, sir, just imagine the village was nothing. Sir, even in India also, most of the villages are like this only, sir. Most of the villages, you can find this. Okay. Sir, what is there? Sir, obviously nothing will be there. But what will happen if one family, okay, one family, if they send, okay, one of the child, okay, assume that if the child is, okay, went to school and if the child has learned something, the child has got something, maybe the child has completed engineering or something, or anything, sir. The child will come back and the child will go for what? Implementing it in the same village, implementing it in what? Same village. So automatically because of that, okay, someone is getting motivated. After motivating it, they'll think that, hey man, we have to give education to everyone. So then the village will go for what? Establishing the school. After establishing the school, they'll feel that, okay, if the child has got better education, it will help us, okay, in many ways, many ways. Maybe so not only this, the families they can, okay, know about what? Present market system, present market system, which means what is the price with help of reading newspapers. The child may read the newspaper on behalf of their parents, right? All this overall changes can be done. Overall changes can be done, sir, if you go for, okay, if you go for promoting education in India, sir. If you go for promoting the education in India, sir. Guys, is that you are getting any doubt in this? Sir, take an example. You are a resource now. You are a resource now. Is it okay? You are a resource. And remember, if you have a proper education and if you have a proper, like I can say that, you have a proper education and you are physically fit, mentally fit, okay, physically and mentally fit, and you will become what, sir? You will become the asset for the country, sir. Then you will be called as human capital. Then you will be called as what? Human capital. You will be called as human capital. Hmm? Anything? Now come to the third chapter. Okay, third chapter. Poverty as a challenge. Now, here, just only introduction because let me end the class. Just give me the introduction, sir. This whole chapter, sir, this chapter called Poverty as a Challenge. Sir, this is the, I can say that one of the basic problem faced in India, sir. Okay, basic problem. So what is this? You say basic problem? Yes, sir. India's basic problem is what are the what to say the important problem what India is facing is what? Okay, poverty. Poverty. And that too, this chapter discusses the way of poverty, which is seen as social science in India. That's the one thing. And the trend of poverty in India, and not only in the India, world, what is the trend of poverty, and what are the causes for poverty, why there is a poverty, sir? Why there is a poverty? What are the measures taken by the government? Okay. And how we can go for what? Broadening the concept of poverty into human poverty. That's whole thing we try to discuss here, sir. Now, just story of this Ram Sharan, you read it, sir. Okay. After paying house rent, no money is left for the old parents in the village. Okay. Amma, Amma, you came so late. Bhaiya has gone for work without food. Okay. Now, sir, here the question arises is, now the question arises is, so most of the time in our day-to-day life, we come across many people, sir. There are people like what? Okay, there are some people who go for what? Begging on the streets, correct? On the signals. In Bangalore only you consider. There are many, sir. Many people will go for what? Begging on the streets. They'll beg on the signals. In traffic signal, they'll beg. Okay. Or in front of the temple. So this is a situation of poverty only, sir. Okay. These are the situations of poverty only. There are some people, they don't have proper house. They'll sleep on the, okay, maybe road only, on the footpath only, correct? There are some people. So even, okay, they don't have proper, okay, clothes also. Clothes. Clothes also. Now, sir, most of the time we read one word, roti kapda makan. Correct? Roti kapda makan. Now, that is what this introduction, what they say. In our daily life, we come across many people who we think are poor. Sir, if you go to rural area, there are some people who are called as landless laborers in the villages. Correct? Or there are some people who are working in slums areas. Slum area in the, okay, I can say the slum area in what? Urban areas. Okay, remember they could be daily wage workers at construction site. If the take example, if construction is going on, okay, if any building construction is going on, there are some people, daily wage workers who are working over there. Correct. Not only that, there are some people. Okay, there are some children that are working in the construction sites also. In that construction sites also. Sir, all this will indicate that yes, there is a presence of what? Okay, there is a presence of poor people. There is a presence of what? Poor people, sir. So that is why, remember, that is why, see, which means what? That's what? They could be beggars, all these people. Sir, in fact, in India, every fourth person in India, sir, every fourth person is poor, sir. Out of, there are four people, sir. Okay, four people. One, two, three, four. Out of these four people, one, this person is a poor. Then you leave three. These people are not poor. Again, next, if you consider four people, again poor, sir. Like this, every four people, one or other, people are poor people in India, sir. One or other, people are poor people in India. Sir, why, sir? Sir, almost 27 crore people in India live in poverty according to 2011-12. And remember, this is not reduced even today. And remember, India is the one of the largest country in terms of poor people. Sir. India is one of the largest country in terms of what? Having poor people. Just let me take this one example. Let me read out this. 33-year-old Ram Sharan worked as a daily wage laborer in wheat flour mill near Ranchi in Jharkhand. He manages to earn around 1,500 rupees a month when he finds employment. Remember that? When he finds employment. which means 1,500 rupees means 30 days divided by 30, 50 rupees per day, which is not often. Once again, remember that he may get, he may not get. The money is not enough to sustain his family of six, that includes his wife and four children between age 12 years to 6 months. 12 years to 6 months. And remember, he has to send money home to his old parents who live in village near Ramgarh. His father is a landless laborer, depends on Ram Sharan and his brother who lives in Hazaribagh for food or livelihood. Sustenance means livelihood. Ram Sharan lives in a one-room rented house in a crowded basti in the outskirts of the city. It is a temporarily shop. Okay, built of bricks and clay tiles. His wife Santa Devi works as a part-time maid in few houses and manages to earn another 800 rupees. They manage a mere meal of dal and rice twice a day. ಎರಡು ಹೊತ್ತು ಆಯ್ತಾ. But there is never enough for all of them most of the time. His elder son works as a helper in a tea shop to supplement the family income and earn another 300 rupees. While his 10 years old daughter takes care of the younger siblings, none of the children goes to school. There are only two pairs of hand down cloths each. New ones are bought only when the old clothes become unwearable. Shoes are a luxury. The younger kids are undernourished. They have no access to healthcare when they fall ill. See, this is also a situation of poverty only. Come to rural areas. Okay. Laka Singh belongs to a small village near Meerut in Uttar Pradesh. His family does not own any land. So they do odd jobs for the big farmers. Work is erratic and so is income. At times they get paid 50 rupees for a hard day work, but often it's in kind like a few kilograms of wheat or dal or even vegetables for toiling in the farm throughout the day. A family of 8 cannot always manage 2 square meals a day. Laka lives in a kacha hut on the outskirts of the village. The women of the family spend day chopping fodder, collecting firewood in the fields. His father is a TB patient, passed away 2 years ago due to lack of medication. His mothers now suffer from the same disease and life is slowly ebbing away. Although the village has a primary school, Laka never went there. He had to start earning when he was 10 years old. New clothes happen once in a few years. Even soap and oil are luxury for the family. Sir, these two examples, you read it once today night, sir. Just think about it. Sir, this too you will find even in Karnataka, also urban areas. Even if you go to Karnataka's any village, you will find this. Even today, after 70 years of independence, you will find this. The situation is not changed, sir. Situation is same. Maybe the percentage of situation has reduced, I agree. The percentage of situation has reduced, but don't ever say that, okay, overall situation has changed. No, sir. Overall situation, even today, when you consider, okay, even today, the overall situation is same only, sir. Overall situation is same. But only I can say percentage of the people who are suffering from poverty has reduced. Maybe if it was 100%, maybe it has reduced to what? Maybe 27% or 27 crore in absolute numbers. Okay. So let me stop here. Let me stop here so that we'll continue tomorrow. Please read, sir. Please read whatever we discussed on the same day only if you complete. Remember, it will be easy for you people to understand the concepts better and try to apply try to apply your mind with respect to whatever the things we have read. Okay, try to apply your mind, sir. Which means what? Oh, why? So this is the poverty situation. Okay. So we come across this type of situation everywhere, every day. Think about every day, sir. Is it okay? So this will continue tomorrow, sir. Further, the issue of poverty will continue tomorrow. Is it okay? Thank you. We'll continue tomorrow.